Welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio with another little leak from our Path of Preview coming straight from Games Workshop. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to make sure to like and subscribe if you are a Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, or Warcry fan. We do everything from reactions, reviews, and news to all kinds of painting, modeling, converting tutorials, and of course we are a commission-based studio, so we show off our commissions as they come out of the house. But that being said, let's jump right in. So we have some new rules for the Aeldari. Let's take a look at what we've got. On the maiden worlds of Diath, a warband of Aeldari Rangers are fighting to dislodge the invading Chaos forces. The desperate battle of Doomed Planet is one of the first conflicts to break out across Warzone Nakmund, and you can join the fray by pre-ordering Eldritch Omens this weekend. Those who pick up this new battle box will find a slick special ability referenced on the Aeldari datasheets, available ahead of the upcoming Codex release, Battle Focus. When the asuryani go to war, they enter a waking trance that allows them to strike with surgical accuracy and escape before they face reprisal. So this reminds me of Fire and Fade type rule from back in the day. It is basically like a multi-part rule, so I'm going to read through it and then we'll kind of just break it down. So, Battle Focus. When the warriors of Aeldari go to war, they enter a state of semi-trance, enabling them to attack with pinpoint precision, then move away before retribution can be brought to bear. This unit is eligible to shoot in a turn in which it advances, but if it does so, then until the end of the phase, the models in the unit can only make attacks with assault or pistol weapons they are equipped with, and when resolving those attacks, this unit is treating as having remained stationary. So the unit is able to shoot in a turn in which it advanced, so you can now advance, and then in lieu of shooting, normally you would advance, but in this case you can advance and then shoot, but you can only shoot with assault and pistol weapons. And then when resolving those attacks, the unit is treated as if it remains stationary. So now you have the ability basically to advance and shoot with pistol and assault weapons, and then it's treated as if it remains stationary, but you have to do it in lieu of other weapons being able to shoot. And then the second part of this is, bullet point, in your shooting phase, after this unit has finished making its attacks, unless it fell back or advanced this turn, so we know that these two parts of the rule are mutually exclusive, because it says unless it fell back or advanced. So in your shooting phase, after this unit has finished making its attacks, unless it fell back or advanced this turn, this unit can make a battle focus move. When it does so, roll 1d6. Each model in the unit can make a normal move of up to the distance in inches equal to the result, as if it were your movement phase. A unit that makes a battle focus move cannot embark within a transport model at the end of the move, and until the end of the turn, such a unit is not eligible to declare a charge. A unit cannot make a battle focus move if it arrived from reserves this turn, and a unit cannot make more than one battle focus rule. So if we take out all the extra stuff in here and limitations, it's basically saying in your shooting phase, after you finish making your attacks, so you can move, you can advance or fall back, having in this turn. So you can move, you can shoot, and then you roll a d6, and you basically get to make a second move or an advance move after you have already moved and shot. And then that's your normal move, d6 inches, as if it were your movement phase. And then obviously, because you've done this special move, you're not eligible to board a transport. You cannot declare a charge, and you cannot do this move if you arrive from reinforcements this turn, and you cannot make more than one of these moves. So essentially, what this second part of the rule is allowing you to do, it allows you to be behind cover or, in a piece of area terrain where you're not eligible to be shot at. You move forward normally, you shoot, and then you can roll your d6 and then just fall back into the cover and no longer be an eligible target. Depending who this is allowed to take this, if it's just infantry or whatever, you might be able to do this on bikes and stuff like that as well. But essentially, it's like a Fire and Fade type rule. You can be behind cover, pop up, make a shot, and then go back behind and not be eligible to be shot at. So that is the real valuable part of the rule, in my opinion. Absolutely phenomenal, and it's an old school rule that they used to have, and actually for a while Tau had a similar rule as well. So just reading on here, this rule, which you'll also find liberally sprinkled throughout the Codex, is a bit of a game changer. Aeldari are awash with assault weapons from shuriken catapults to fusion guns, and Battle Focus not only allows you to fire these light and deadly guns without penalty after dashing into range, it also adds pistols to the mix, like a vicious shuriken pistol wielded by Storm Guardians. What of those fleet-footed fighters equipped with weightier weaponry? Even heavily armored Aeldari are known for being nimble and prefer to pack a punch instead of taking one. With Battle Focus, your glass cannons can now unload a salvo of death and then dart away from retaliation. So one thing that immediately comes to mind for me is Dark Reapers. This would be obviously crucial on them. You know, maybe snipers as well, rangers. These jitterbug shenanigans will infuriate slow-witted enemies and certainly make it easier for fragile fighters to just step just outside the reach of a nasty foe. Warpsmith Devox Mauler Fiend, for example. So then here we see some pretty cool photo art. Looks nice. We have obviously Eldrad Uthrin, a Farseer. We see a Warlock on jet bike, a bunch of the new Storm Guardians, looking good. And then obviously we see a Wraith Knight in the background and some more Guardians. Very, very nice picture here. Nice looking army. It's going to be tough to decide which craft world I'll be playing. And then it says Eldritch Omens is available for pre-order this weekend, so you won't have to wait long to get grips with the sneaky shuffle on the tabletop and then win the opportunity to take a patrol detachment of Harlequins alongside your asuryani. You're going to be running rings around your foes. And if you haven't seen that new rule as well, basically it just says you can take a patrol detachment of Harlequins with your asuryani force without invalidating like your special faction only rules. So basically just allowing you to ally Harlequins without losing your special abilities. So this battle focus is a game changer. Reminds me of the Fire and Fade. I really like it. You know, obviously now that's going to give a little more credence to the mobility of the Eldar. Not only are they, you know, they're obviously fragile. They hit hard, definitely glass cannon status. But now with the ability to basically like Fire and Fade or do these little pop-up attacks and then not be eligible as targets, you know, slow armies are going to really struggle with this. Really struggle with this. Anybody that needs like actual visibility or like you to be, you know, a valid target, not going to be able to shoot at you. So this again gives a little bit of credence to the increase we saw in indirect fire. So now things like the Tyranid indirect fire, you know, the Death Guard indirect fire, some of these other indirect fire things are going to be exponentially more useful because you're going to be able to essentially fire from cover the same way that these guys are going to be able to fire from cover. So, you know, this is going to be, it's going to be a thing. It's definitely going to be a meta changer. I like the idea of it, but now you're going to have to actually like seek out and go kill units of like Dark Reapers. You're not going to be able to take them down from range. And, you know, assuming they are deep within the heart of the enemy's lines, you know, depending who gets this rule and everything, you know, assuming that Dark Reapers and some of these other units are eligible for it, it is going to be a real pain to route some of these forces from your enemy's back line if they do a good job basically blocking you out and stopping them from being eligible targets. So there you have it. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for the Eldar and the new rules? I know obviously there is a little craziness going on right now. It is what it is. Still love the Eldar, still love the models. You know, this obviously going to change the way people are looking, or at least put a little salt on the wounds for now. But if we put all that aside, take a look at this actual rule and let me know, what do you think about this? Does it seem cool? Does it seem like it's going to be overpowered? Is this going to change the meta? Who's this going to hurt the most? How is this going to, you know, shift things towards like the indirect kind of fire? Because that's essentially what this is. It sort of is like indirect fire where they can fire at you without you being able to target them. So again, another game changer. Definitely excited to see what other rules come up here, and definitely looking forward to seeing some new models as they kind of trickle out as well. So let me know down below. That's it for today. If you like this type of content, reaction, reviews, news, all that good stuff, make sure that you like and subscribe. Also, if you're into seeing some nicely painted models or learning how to do them yourself, whenever we do our tutorial videos for magneticizing, painting, all kinds of conversions, customizations, etc. Always list all the paints techniques and demonstrate how to do it as well. All about furthering the community and working together with you guys to make sure that we all enjoy our hobby and get the most out of our hobby dollars. That being said, for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and of course Warcry content, make sure that you like and subscribe. I am Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.